Hello. Happy Thursday. I'm ready to take a test. How about you? Are you ready to have a test taken? Let's get this started. I'm taking the. So, yesterday I stopped by my local Republican headquarters and they gave me this binder full of material, all kind of fun stuff in it. And one of them is a it's yeah, you don't watch my stream, Dobes. It's one of them is this political, I don't know if y'all can see. Take the political challenge. And it's 10 items on each side of the paper and you're supposed to check which one you most agree with and then it tells you what percent Democrat you are and what percent Republican you are. So I'm so excited to take this test. Now, I don't want to write on the nice copy that they have here in case I want to like reuse it or show it to other people or let them take it or make copies. So I'm just going to tally my scores in a notebook and we'll see. Because you know I'm a based centrist, radically enlightened. And so this will help me. But I lean right, so this is going to help me figure out how far that lean is. Hey, Dagmar, welcome. All right, I'm excited to get started. Let me pick my pen off the floor and jump right in, and then I will open the panel. I can only go 2 hours today. I have something coming up in 2 hours, but we can play around for 2 hours until then. All right, here we go. The political challenge. I'm taking it. It says, what do you think? First row. I think the government should raise taxes to give people whatever help or assistance they need. Or cutting taxes would create jobs and give people more incentive and opportunity to help themselves. Actually, I honestly don't know. I don't know if cutting taxes creates jobs and gives people more incentive. Um, and I don't really have a problem with raising taxes a little bit to help for the social safety net. They do that here in Seattle and Washington State. And I have seen it put to good use, believe it or not. Some of the mental health services are funded by it. Um, I don't want them to pay like 40, what is it? What was Plastic African paying yesterday? 47 or 48%? I think that's outrageous. This is a tough one. I hope they're all not going to all be this hard. I thought I would just be able to zip right through this. Um, I think the government should raise taxes to give people whatever help or assistance they need. No, not whatever help or assistance they need. There are limits. You give the most needy just enough to get them self-sufficient. You don't give people whatever help or assistance they need. But I'm not sure cutting taxes would create jobs and give people more incentive and opportunity to help themselves. You know what? I'm going to skip this one and come back. And if this is, oh, you pay 40%? Okay, I thought it was higher. Because I think our highest bracket here in the US is 37 or 38. And that's after 600 and something thousand. You only pay it on the excess beyond that amount. I support universal gun registration and restrictions on gun ownership. Or I support the constitutional right of law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms. These are not necessarily opposed. You can support the constitutional right and still support registration and restrictions on gun ownership. So this is kind of another tricky one. Um, I 100% support the constitutional right of law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms. But I also have no problem with a registration database. I don't think it undermines that right to have the guns registered and identified just like we do with our cars. Um, I support both. You know what? I'm gonna have to give a point to both. So that's gonna be 5%. and 5%. Because I don't see these as opposed. Number three, I think all people living in America should be allowed to vote. Proof of residence, identity, and U.S. citizenship should be required to vote. I definitely think only citizens should vote, should be allowed to vote. I do not think that non citizens should be allowed to vote, but I also don't think that they vote now. They currently don't vote. So, um, is voter registration by state or county, or it's somewhat at the local level. So I think whatever mechanisms are in place at the local level. I don't remember. I think I registered to vote online, but you can also register when you get your driver's license. You can register when you sign up for certain services. Um, so there's many points of access that you can register to vote at, and I'm sure that there's a way to verify identity when you do so. I don't think all people living in America. I think there are people living in America that are not citizens, and those people should be excluded from being allowed to vote. So I think I'm going to go with the right side. Proof of residence, identity. I would say our U.S. citizenship should be required to vote. So 10% there. All right, number four. I think there should be no restrictions on abortions and that they should be allowed up to the moment of birth. That's ridiculous. Nobody believes. I don't think even people on the left believe that. Or I support parental consent laws for minors and restrictions on partial birth and other late term abortions. Yes, the last side. Not so much the consent laws, although yes, I do think because I'm very much in support of parental rights. If you're responsible for the kid until they're 18, then you have the right to know what's going on in that kid's life. I don't like this conspiring behind the parents behind their back thing. Um, so that one's going to go to the right as well. Number five, we should not use nuclear energy, burn coal, or drill for all oil offshore or in Alaska, and we should increase taxes on fuel so people will use less. No, I could already tell you no, but let's see what the other option is. We should develop and use all technologies and resources to support America's complete energy independence. Yes, that one. Wow, I'm already turning out to be way more Republican from just the first five. All right, number six. The government should control and regulate the ownership and use of all lands and property. Not all lands and not private property. All right, what's the alternative? Private property should never be taken for any other private use, nor taken or devalued for any public use without full compensation. They're talking about eminent domain. And I thought under eminent domain they already have to give full compensation. So, yes, I agree. If they need to take your land for whatever reason through eminent domain, you're entitled to full compensation. So I would say the one on the right. Property should never be taken for any other private use. Yes, private businesses, people, whatever, should not be allowed to take other people's private property. But the public, the state, under certain circumstances using eminent domain, should be allowed, but they have to compensate you fully. So again, I'm going to go with the option on the right. Number seven, I think decisions on how to educate our children should be made by the government. Or I think parents and local school boards should control education for our children. Hmm. I think the state should be allowed to set standards, but I don't necessarily um, believe that the standards need to come from a national level. They could come from a state level. I don't know why we wouldn't want some kind of minimum U.S. standard to ensure that we're able to best compete with other countries in the world. A lot of the parents I know, I would not trust education decisions to. I would want some kind of people that have an idea of why we're educating our children in the first place and what we're educating them for and what type of education we're trying to give them and what we want them to know. I don't know that just every parent or local school board is going to have a good sense of that. This is going to be another one I'm going to have to split on. I'm going to give 5% to each side. I think there should be some state input. It shouldn't be entirely up to the parents and local school boards, but I think um, maybe a state or county level is the more appropriate level to make a lot, not all, but a lot of education decisions. Because the educational needs are going to vary by geography, I have a feeling. So I'm going to give 5 and 5 on that. Number 8, I think the government should provide free health care for all, including illegal aliens. No. I don't think people that are here illegally by breaking a law should be entitled to shit. I don't think they should get a single penny of anything. They are criminals. They are breaking the law. Why would you reward law breaking? This is crazy to me. I believe there is no such thing as free health care, and those abusing the system are a big part of the problem. I don't know about all that. I don't know who they're talking about here, those abusing the system. I live in an expanded Medicaid state. We were one of the first states to expand Medicaid during the Obamacare thing. We were one of the Affordable Health Care Act. We were one of the first states to take advantage of that. And it worked out really well. I'm a huge fan of it. I would not want them to roll it back or take it away. I think that it can be made to work in a way that helps a lot of people that wouldn't have access to healthcare otherwise. I don't think that everybody should just get free healthcare for whatever they want. Um, I might have to go 5 and 5 on this one again. But of course, there's no such thing as free healthcare. Somebody pays. Even the expanded Medicaid, somebody's paying for it. They get federal grants. I think there's some state, like certain taxes they do at the state level that goes into that fund. And I also don't know what they mean about those abusing the system or a big part. People are like getting fake health care. They don't actually need health care, but they're trying to get health care for no reason at all. That just sounds unrealistic to me. I'm going to go 5 and 5. Number 9, we should open our borders and provide free education, food, housing, and health care for illegal aliens, even if I have to pay more taxes. Hell to the nah, to the no. What? That's so crazy. What this is like an extreme, idealistic, ideological, leftist, utopian ideal. Human nature has not evolved to the point where you can just throw your borders open to the world and feed and clothe and support them. This is crazy. Absolute. I don't even need to read the other one, but I will. I think controlled immigration is essential for our security and that children of illegal immigrants should not be automatic citizens. Well, I was actually going to talk about this today, the birthright citizenship thing, because I saw where a judge overruled it, I think, for 2 weeks while they get some legal arguments together. It's in the Constitution. It needs to be changed by Congress by an amendment. But I do think the issue is worth revisiting because people that are breaking the law to be here, I don't think that they should have like their babies should. It's the anchor baby issue is what it is. I don't think that people are that are breaking the law to be here should get a benefit. I don't think their children should get the benefit of U.S. citizenship when they shouldn't even be here in the first place because it's illegal. It's breaking the law. It's criminal activity. I don't think we should reward them with food and services. I don't think we should reward them with the right to vote, and I do not think we should reward them with citizenship. But the Constitution right now is pretty black and white. Unless you're a diplomat or an employee of a foreign nation, then all children born in the United States become U.S. citizens. I think that bears revisiting. But I think it needs to be done through an amendment to the amendment and not through an executive order. Um, but I'm going to go right on this one. So, okay, last one. I think that marriage rights should be legal for anyone, including homosexuals. Well, again, the word anyone, I wouldn't like. Are you talking about polyamory? Um, or the alternative, families are the nation's backbone, and marriage should be between one man and one woman. Two men or two women can also be a family. So yes, I agree that families are the nation's backbone, but that family unit can include two people of the same sex or same gender. That doesn't make them less of a family or less of a backbone. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Dems on this one. That's one reason I was a Democrat most of my life to begin with, was their position on marriage equality and their support for the gays. All right, and then let me go back to this first one. I think the government should raise taxes to give people whatever help or assistance they need. Cutting taxes would create jobs and give people more incentive and opportunity to help themselves. I'm all about incentive and opportunity to help people help themselves. Self-determination, self-empowerment. I'm going to go 5 and 5 on this one too. All right, the scores are in. Let's find out how centrist I actually am or am not. Hang on, let me put this back in the book. Dun, 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 dun. 5, 10, 15, 20 plus 10 is 40% left. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Something doesn't add up. My math. I can't do math. I'm 30, 70. 30% Democrat, probably because of the gays and a little bit of the health care. And 70% Republican. I think that's enough to qualify me to support my local Republican Party and get involved and help out with volunteering, door knocking, precinct captain, all kind of stuff like that. So I look forward to it. Bring the barbecue on. I'm ready for it. I love some good barbecue. Um, we'll we'll see how the Pacific Northwest does barbecue around here. All right, I'm going to drop the link. We will get a panel going, and I have about an hour and 40 minutes I can go for. One second. Okay, there you go. Come on up. Panel's open. The big thing that caught my eye in the news was that birthright citizenship case, and I've already given my comments on it, so I don't really have anything else newsworthy to talk about. Tonight is Toastmasters once again, so I'll be there brushing up on my presentation skills. Once my membership gets approved and I pay my dues and I get a login and a password and all that, I guess it takes a while, then I'm going to have access to their learning program online called Pathways. And there's 6 different pathways. In fact, I can share them with you. And they're all about different ways to, like different skills you could learn to help your presentation. Pathways overview. Yeah, watch this, what it is. Dynamic leadership, engaging humor, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, presentation mastery, and visionary communication. So once you sign up and become an official member, you pick one of these paths to start working on. I'll probably do presentation mastery because I think that's the one I could most apply to what I'm doing right now. And then each path has different levels that you work on, like introduction to vocal variety and body language, writing speech with a purpose, understanding your communication style. So as you advance through the levels and look at the projects, like for level 5, for the last level, demonstrating expertise, look at some of the projects you do. Moderate a panel discussion, create a podcast. I'm already doing this stuff. So really it's going back and brushing up on some of these basic and intermediate skills. So that's what I'll be doing in Toastmasters, or that's what my plan is anyway. Once I get approved. Okay, I was just sent the political typology quiz by this guy here, which I think I've taken it before. Did I take it online? Um, welcome. Is
Yeah.
it only 16 questions?
It was the first thing I found. I was kind of disappointed by the test you had, so I had to search up and find something better. Just, I want to see
Well,
some
it depends
testing.
better according to what criteria. Just because it has more questions.
No, because I looked at the first question, and
A
let's see in
smaller
higher
government
quality.
providing fewer services, a bigger government providing more services.
Because that's more general statements or general directions, and to me that feels better.
Oh, it feels. Oh, okay. So you're using that vibe epistemology again.
Exactly. I'm
Okay.
uh, I'm vibing. I'm vibe checking the tests.
So you got superior vibes. I'm gonna go with smaller government, not providing. Yeah, sure, providing fewer services. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Well, ideally, a smaller government providing the same reason.
Right.
Did you
Yeah.
know? Fun fact. I know I'm going to interrupt you. Did you did you know that the quality and amount of services that the Norwegian welfare state provides is the same as Sweden and Denmark, but we spend 30% more
Yeah,
and
you
we
had told us
hire
that because y'all are
30%
so
more people.
inefficient
Yes, exactly. And so
because of your oil money.
you can shrink the government without losing any services. Like we could shrink down 30% of the entire welfare state budget and have the same quality because that's what Sweden and Denmark does. It's proven we can do it. And so the government should be as small as possible so that if it's at least efficient, it can still provide all the benefits it wants to. And the incentive for leftists should be instead of raising taxes, it should be to effectivize their government so they have more money to spend. Like that should be the path. Don't just take more money, be better with the money you already have. It's incentive structure.
Um, well, it sounds good
Yeah. Well, I don't
if you
think.
could find these people to implement it.
That's the difficult part. We do have some of our own, but the Norwegian elite is kind of entrenched. Not elite, but well, actually, yes, elite. But of course, the Norwegian peasant culture doesn't want to call people elite. But yeah,
Oh, American peasant culture doesn't seem to have that problem. America's openness to people from all over the world is essential to who we are as a nation. If America is too open, we risk losing our identity as a nation, what little we have now. I think both. I think it is part of who we are, and I think that there is something uniquely American about our identity as well. That, but I don't know if we risk losing it just from being. I'm gonna just go with the first one because I can only pick one or two.
yeah.
In general, you say experts who study a subject for many years are better at making good policy decisions. Worse are neither better nor worse. I think they're probably more informed about the nuances that go into the like that undergird the different policies of a particular subject. But I don't know that that gives them a special ability to make. I think you need. I'm gonna just go with better nor worse because I think people that work in a field or are directly affected by the field, but not necessarily experts who have studied it, also have insight
Yeah.
that can go into policy. Thinking about increased trade of goods and services, has the U.S. gained more than it has lost because increased trade has helped lower prices and increase competitiveness, or has it lost more than it's gained because increased trade has cost jobs in manufacturing and lowered wages? Hmm. I'm just going to take this one on vibes. And my vibe is telling me that losing the manufacturing and the lowered wages has not helped us. Equal rights for all Americans, regardless of their racial or ethnic backgrounds. How much, if anything, needs to be done? Nothing at all.
By the way, Jeff, you should share this on the big screen so people can actually know what you're doing. Uh,
Oh,
Also,
okay. Well, I
this
wasn't sure if
question,
you wanted me to take up
I
some of
think
your
it's interesting, but
face real estate or not.
this question is very annoying to me because equal rights to me means equal opportunities. So there are no distinctions as long as the only distinction is between citizen and non-citizen. Like that should be the only distinction. There shouldn't be any distinction between
There's
like
not. We've already achieved that. I don't know. That's why I said nothing. Nothing at all. There's nothing else we need to do. We
yeah,
pretty
well,
much
Trump
have.
did remove DEI, so right
Yeah.
now there's
Well, I
nothing
think
to do.
DEI was rolling us
Pardon the
back. It was
equality.
I want to go back to before DEI because DEI started to re-racialize everything.
Yeah.
We had equal opportunity before. Everybody had an equal shot at the game. Okay, business corporations make too much profit. Most corporations, probably this one. I don't know who determines what's too much. Do we have
Yeah,
a
exactly.
committee or
Like
body of government that
is it
decides that?
wrong to have a 2% margin of profit? 3%? 50%? 50% just means that they're efficient and still delivering. Like, is that wrong? Or is there something inherently wrong
I don't
about
care how much profit people. That's what they're there to do is make profit. So I don't
exactly?
care how much profit they
If
make.
they deliver and there's actual competitions, you aren't forced to buy from them, then it's, fair game.
How much would it bother me to regularly hear people speak a language? Oh my God, I grew up this way. Not at all. On a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 0, cold and negative, and 100 is warm and positive, how you feel toward Democrats? Oh Lord. Okay. This is only from living up here in Washington State, where the people on the left here are cold and negative. They're introverted, hostile, misanthropic. They're really
Well, no,
chilly,
this
chilly
is
people. So
wait, isn't
towards
this how
those
you
people,
feel
I
about
feel about a
them?
20.
How,
And the Republicans that I've met here have been so nice and friendly. I think I'm at about a 90.
I'm on a 2050.
Oh, the leftists are. So your leftists are at a 20 as well.
Well, no, I'm thinking this from an American perspective because this quiz doesn't work from a Norwegian
Oh,
perspective.
so
So I'm
you're going
just,
by the leftists you met online?
yeah, and seen online, and same with rightist. I know that I would rather talk to a Norwegian leftist than an American Republican. Not Republican, you get what I mean, like an actual Republican pundit. But normal people are normal all across the world. As long as you don't involve politics, most people are nice, or they should be nice.
People being too easily offended is a major problem, but a problem with those people, not necessarily with the country. And people saying things that are very offensive to others are not a problem at all. Um, there's at least one candidate who shares most of. Yeah, that's usually true. How much do white people benefit from advantages? And it, none, not at all, nothing. Do you think greater social acceptance of people who are transgender is very good for society? Yes, I do. I think it'd be good for them too. They could stop like hijacking everything with their activism and their
I
feelings.
mean, most people would probably just, fine, cool, you're a bit different, you're unique, that's nice. But the big issue comes when they're trying to, not, okay, I'm using they very directly here, but when the ideology tries to change how society itself is structured to make it easier for that little percentage, it's not worth it.
Definitely separation of church and state, and U.S. policy should try to keep it so America is the only military. It would be acceptable. No, I want to keep America as the top dog. All right, where do I fit? Oh yeah, I'm familiar with. In fact, I've done streams on this political typology before. Wow, I didn't. I tend to identify more like when I read the descriptions more with committed conservatives, but I guess I'll take populist right, which I was 70% Republican from that other test, so it puts me at about the same place on the scale as the
I'm
test I took.
funny enough, I'm a bit ambivalent right, which is about where I would place myself. Uh,
Wow, 11%. I've never been in that big of a majority in my life. I'm moving up. All right. Well, there you go. Not only am I 70% Republican, I am populist right as well.
who knows?
Are
No,
you
you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy.
who, me or James?
No, James.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you
James just
already
said you
know you're a
nice. You
nice
were real
guy, Jeff.
nice.
You already know.
Uh, Hello, African.
Good evening.
What's up? All these foreigners. What are they doing in
What?
my
These
country?
foreigners. Why is that? Oh yeah, hang on. You're American, but you're a nation of immigrants, as they say. Is that because it was like, oh, I mean, it's English first, isn't it? Then you revolted against the English. Took it over. The
Immigrants and
French had their
refugees.
quarter in it. The Spanish had their quarter in it. You know, loads of people have tried to conquer it, and hence why you have 250 years, and now Donald Trump with some of the greatest power that a Republican has had since Washington or Lincoln, something like that would
Well, they
compare.
just shot down one of his orders, so we'll see how
Washington
much
wasn't a
power he ends up
Republican,
with.
though.
No, it's not about the Republic. No, there wasn't a Republican movement then. Anyway, it wasn't split
Yeah,
like that.
didn't you say though that the
So
greatest
he
power?
has he has as much power wielding as what he
Uh,
has now because of the powers that be. He owns the
yeah,
Senate, he owns
No,
Congress, and
he
he owns fucking.
doesn't.
Yeah,
They
he
didn't even
basically does.
confirm some. We
He,
have three independent branches of government. The Supreme Court
yes,
has ruled against him. Congress has gone against him. And so he is the executive branch. Congress is doing their thing, and the Supreme Courts are doing their thing. That is verifiable fact.
but he does
Zat,
have
what does this mean? What
overall.
am I doing in the AI anyway? Where is this that the AI is
you're
lumping me?
abusing AI to get people to your streams. See, you're
How
abusing
do I
the
do
system
that?
to get
I would
views.
love to be getting people here. How do I do that? Someone asked AI to describe my YouTube. Oh, I wonder if it got because you hang out here all the time. Most of the description was of my channel. Wait, how does the AI? I thought. Wait, all right. Which AI? Because I thought the AI is not current. Like it doesn't go up into
The YouTube
modern
AI,
times.
they're
Oh wait,
YouTube
here
is
he
testing
is.
out AI features.
Hey, no, I gotta leave like real soon. But what happened was a friend of mine was just typed in into a very specific AI model. They typed in my YouTube channel, and it came up saying a lot of things that were true about my channel, but a lot of it was like your channel. Like it said stuff about neurodivergent and this and that and things that you talk about that I don't necessarily talk about. And then when he called up some kind of link or whatever, it came up with a video of me on your channel. It wasn't me on my stream.
That's it. Do you know what AI he used?
I do not. I'm sorry. It was a Chinese AI, believe it or not.
Oh my God, the Chinese people know more about me than
Then American
ChatGPT
AI
does.
does. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wait, if they got you on Jeff's
Wow.
channel, that means they also have me. The Chinese, they must have me on there. Then they're
You
gonna
might show
begin
up on this
stimulating
channel
us.
too if you ask it to describe you. Well, I wonder, whoever this
But it was
person
it.
is, I wonder if they can send me that description. Are they on Discord?
Yeah, yes, but I not very much. Like they're kind of private. They're from Germany.
Ah, and they're using Chinese AIs.
Yes.
We're globalizing, whether people want us to be or not.
well,
internet is
really,
globalizing
most of
all
it's
of
just
us.
a script, isn't it? Really, that's out there. So once you give the script, an AI. If you do, you build an AI, you make it, and then you say this is what access you have, and you write that script access that you have with YouTube or anything you do, anything we do.
Yeah, but the thing that was cool was that the summary of my channel was spot on.
Wow.
It said how I play the bass, I do this and that, I have panels discussing certain things. I mean, it was very accurate.
How
Like,
did it know? Did he feed it like a link to your videos first? How did
no,
it know all
he
this?
asked it to look up my name on YouTube, and it got all this information and summarized all these things about me.
Oh my God. I
I'll
wonder
find out the
what.
name of the I'll find out the name of the AI, but you have to pay for it is the
Mhm.
issue. You know,
Okay.
that's the problem. Otherwise, I would have it right now and show you.
Yeah, at least find out the name.
Yeah, okay.
Dobez, did you get a haircut?
No, but I'm just not wearing my headset, and so
Oh,
there's a
yeah,
big
you're right.
difference
That's
between
what it
this and
is.
this, apparently.
Plastic African, did you get your beard trimmed?
No, not really.
I didn't think so.
Why? Why would I?
Yeah,
From a
exactly.
beer,
Why
either.
would you?
Yeah.
All right, lads, and whatever gender you are,
Oh,
I gotta
We're all the
leave because
genders.
good
well,
speaking to you.
there's only two genders now, so
Omnigender.
Amen. There are.
Says the guy with the rainbow light.
Well done.
I'm not gay. Hey, stop. No, but sorry, my phone was going off. No, I have to go, and I hope you all have a good night, and it was good to see you.
Sweet.
You too,
And
and thanks for the info. That's kind of creepy
well,
between
no,
that video
I
and
just wanted you to know because there was some sort of link or something to like a video, and then when you clicked on the video, it was you immediately. So like, and it said about neurodivergent and men's issues. I don't talk about men's issues on my channel, right? I don't. I mean, I talk about nonsense on my channel.
well, that's
So
good that my name is getting out there around those topics
yeah,
because that's
you're
what I
bleeding
want. But
through.
so if the AI has it, then maybe it'll get to other people.
You're bleeding through, man. You know.
Yeah.
No, that's the algorithm. An AI is different to the
Well,
algorithm
how
that we
come
use.
the Chinese algorithm is working, but the actual
Well,
YouTube and Google
I don't.
algorithm is not?
Hang on, hang on. He said he's using a Chinese AI, so that's clearly tapping into all the resource. I guess you when you write one in Chat or anyone, you write it full. So I guess that's what they do. That's their encyclopedia, if you will, their analytics, their database is what they write to access.
All right, I gotta go. Bye.
Take care.
Be safe.
You know, you should buy a speaker
Maybe
setup, Jeff, so you
huh?
can be without the headset. It's very
Well, I used to
comfortable.
have my mic, but it broke. I need to get another one.
Mm.
I plan to now that I'm a working guy, I'm true working class. Maybe I start upgrading like I've been wanting to do. New camera, new mic, something on the
Annoyingly,
wall here.
you should have like
Antlers.
what is that? 7.1 surround system or 6. So you have like uh, speakers just bolted into the walls in the background, into the sides. You have a bass on the ground, just so you can capture our voices, but like to the utmost fidelity and quality. You can hear the vibrations.
I'll have
Yeah,
to study like Vosh and the other popular streamers and see what their
don't
setups
really
look
need
like.
that though, man. If you're gonna do that, then you soundproof the room as much as possible, and you have noise cancellation straight out to you. But a 5.1, that's what I've got downstairs. And when I put you guys on a stream, sometimes listen to you there. If I put it through, it doesn't really utilize it because we're not pumping out that that data, right? You have to do it privately, then it
That
might work.
disco data.
Yeah, you'd have to do it because you're putting more information out there, and you'd have to have a good mic for that, and then it will just transfer it back. You can get some software that does that, but that's like old audio shit.
We'll see what happens.
That's one of the most annoying things about moving out, though, because I used to have that. I used to have a proper surround system in my room for my PC, and then I moved out, and it's still stuck back home as well as a desktop PC, and now I just have a laptop and
Oh, could you have
microphone.
taken it with you? Is that still an option?
My desk is so small that my room is kind of so small that I don't have space for the PC, and I also need a monitor, and like I can't. The wall is really close, so I can't have a monitor. I would like be sitting right into the screen, and that's just not. I don't want to ruin my eyes. They're probably already ruined from a digital childhood, let's say, but I don't want to ruin them more. And that's definitely what's going to happen if I have my screen, right up here, because I don't. There isn't enough space here.
Okay, so it was a practical choice.
Yeah, and also I don't want to destroy it through transport because I don't know how you transport a PC. Like I don't want to dismantle it because
Well,
that's just annoying, and I don't want to like. Can I just have it in a car,
yeah,
on the
you've never.
train?
Oh my God, you really are of the younger generation. You've never had to transport a PC before.
Only laptops. I've only ever.
Yeah, you just tear it apart, put it in a car. You can put it in a box. You could cushion it if you want, get some bubble wrap or a towel, but you don't even need. I've never even had to do that. They're pretty
That's
sturdy. You just
annoying.
put them in the back seat.
That's annoying. I don't want that. I would rather
Build a
just build a
tower,
rig
man.
where I can have a separate PC at all the places I am.
Just build a
That,
rig, man. It's not
hmm?
not difficult to build a rig.
What did you say?
Build a
Build
rig.
a rig.
Build a
Yeah,
rig. Yeah, build one. They're
no,
cheap, man. These days, what,
I
$1,000
did.
to sell? Oh,
That's
you
the
have?
one that's down there. I have
Yeah.
built one.
So then bring it over where you live.
No, I don't have space, and I don't want the
What?
hassle.
The rig, dude. It's not like a fucking, chairs. Just sits in the corner. Damn, I've got to rebuild one, bro. Got a new one to go. But as the other guy was saying with the AI there, the little question, I don't think it will know us as better than we know ourselves, I guess, because it only picks up what we do in the sort of online space, doesn't it?
Yeah, my big complaint is I can't get it to know me enough. I try to get it to write things in my voice. I try to get it to answer questions based on its knowledge of me, and it's really it does okay, but it's it it's underwhelming. What's the opposite of exceeds?
It
It falls short of my expectations of it.
I remember
Yeah,
what
that's what I'm thinking.
it
You're
requires.
not even a millennial. What are you, alpha? Are you alpha?
no. I don't know when Alpha begins.
What,
I'm
what
Gen
is it?
Z.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a kid.
Yeah, like
he's Generation
1995
Alpha.
until 2012. I
We
don't know
have
the
an
exact
actual
age
Gen
range
Alpha,
anymore.
I think. What's after millennial?
Yeah,
Gen
Gen
Z.
Gen Z.
Oh, yeah,
Zoomers.
that's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Gen Z.
Did you guys hear about the Gen Z kid that they sentenced today in England? Well, what he did,
No,
yeah,
you
Oh, the murders.
yeah, the kid. So, yeah. Well, he was
you
he was
are
17
you are alpha.
at the time, man, and
Oh,
yeah, it was said 122 times he stabbed this little girl on the floor.
Was that the
122
Taylor
times.
Swift guy?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's still outraging more and more. And actually, to be honest with you, we had a kid, a 12-year-old boy, all right, stabbed to death in a park in Birmingham by a 14-year-old, and that 14-year-old attacked an 8-year-old a few days prior. Nuts. What's going on in the streets here in the UK?
Well, there was a school shooting too in Nashville yesterday. Some high school kid
oh, his
killed a few
manifesto is
people. So it's
wild.
happening here too.
No, but America, you kind of. I'm not saying you expect it because the only
It's the
time.
norm.
Yeah, no, well, it's not. It's because there's structure. It's different. It's bigger. They have more access to guns, so it makes it easier. The bullying thing, it's happening here more, but it's happening with a certain. They won't want to say it, bro. That's why everything's far right.
a certain demographic or type of demographic.
Yeah, we know that. Oh, we know that. Oh, God, yes. And it's also happening along the Western Foundation through Europe as well. There was one in Germany the other day. What was it? A 2-year-old?
Something like that.
A 2-year-old, man. This dude, he was from Afghanistan and migrants. Dude, it's happening everywhere. So in France the other day, they fucking shot somebody who was naked running into a church with a knife, and they shot him dead. Bang.
Oh, I didn't
It's
see that
happening
one.
daily, bro. All over the fucking shop. It's weird. There's this sort of encroaching crazy that's coming. It's weird.
You know, Oslo hasn't. In I think it was 2015 or 2014, the Oslo police station said they were going to stop reporting stabbings and violent crimes to the press because they didn't have, you know, there were too many. They didn't have the resources to report it all, as well as, you know, it would incite racial tensions and be used for racism. So they didn't want to, you know, report the crimes. And so
that's crazy for Norway because of the demographics of Norway. But it also shows that there is an import that the establishment, global governments have been doing and saying that these things need to happen because we're a dying population, because we're not breeding enough as Caucasians across the either the Anglosphere or the Western Foundation, either or, because that's where it kind of henceforth was born from. You know.
Wait, what you talking about, Willis? Say that again. Hello.
Hmm?
What did you just say? African?
I said,
Western culture or something.
well, the Western culture is as a cliff edge. We're not breeding enough. We're not having children enough. Okay, in terms of that to take over, we're actually at a cliff edge. We're diving down. We're having negative children to our growth, where Africa and Asia are having positive ones by far. And the problem is that as we go moving on, we age, and that age group has to be looked after by the people that are paying taxes. What the system grows this way, you know, because the debt that they incur and how our system is managed. So in say Japan, the government will take the bonds from the citizens. In mostly Europe and that, what we do is we base our money and then sell our gilts or borrow off of that over a number of years. Hence why America's 30 trillion debt, and Britain as well in like 2.5-3 trillion in debt in that term. And where does that come from, and who's buying that as futures and stuff? These mathematical things that they've been selling for years and years from Enron and all that are the problem that the West has to kind of either agree with or change rapidly. And that's why it's like heating up here with China and all that, and Russia, because it's about what we have in resource and what we can buy, where we need to get to.
And part of that is something I find very disingenuous, you could say, is this idea that there's no resources in Europe. There's no resources, we have to buy it from everywhere else. We have no workers, we have no resources. What do we even have? But the fact of the matter is, Europe is full of resources. We just don't want to mine them. Sweden hasn't opened a single new iron mine since the 70s. Not even iron mine, just a mine in general. And its lands are full of that. Norway hasn't expanded its forestry, like Germany hasn't expanded its mining as that much at all. The argument is that, we want to be green and we want to be humane. Then you kind of begin questioning that logic. Take a ton of iron from a mine in Sweden and a ton of iron from a mine in the Congo. Which ton of iron do you think is the greenest and which is the most humane? Like, every sensible person will say Sweden, but that's not what the climate activists are being activists for. If they actually wanted to be as green as possible, they would support bringing manufacturing and extraction back to Europe and back to the West, because the West is the greenest. We are the only ones who care.
Well, so I would put you, young man, in the political right, and most people would think that's wrong because what they believe is that there's a climate crisis going on, without understanding the notion that the Earth is always encompassing. So I'm not denying that ecology. There is a problem here that we're doing with dumping plastics and using certain hormones in our meats and stuff, which is hurting us directly and the animals and that to feed us. You understand? We need to
What's it
slow
doing
down,
to
I
us?
believe, more than anything. But we also get wean off of what we have as consumerism. Yeah. Because everything around us, bro, everything, all this bullshit that we pay for, most people should just go, oh, fuck, what for? And they don't, because it could, the
But
system
hang
is
on, what are
based.
the hormones doing to us? You said they were harming us.
Well, the hormones for years, for growth hormones in animals, and say from the 70s, where the woman started taking the pill, so men started, yeah, free love. But remember, it was all free love, yeah. But those people still went down to marrying and having children in America. But it's also that hormone went into the water and has affected the waterways because we have not removed it from sewage works, because it's too expensive to remove hormones from the water. Understand?
But
It's
what is
really,
it? What can I Google? What is it doing to us? I've never heard of this.
well, it's again, it's making us more feminine, or it's making
Oh my
less.
God. Is that the one that's turning the frogs gay?
Well, the whole thing about that is that as the species thrive, is that they don't produce as much as things change that. And it's a very good fact there. It's happened. It's not
I
just
don't
as
know.
well.
I'm trying to see if it's a fact. I don't
So
know if
so
it's a
so
fact.
there was look, there was like when the Roosevelt, was it, the Hoover Dam was built, right? What happened just there is it closed down all the other tributaries that this natural thing flows at. We should look at that more. So that's ecology there. That's green there. We should change that. But what they're seeing is like, let's do it in China. Africa will be our new factory. That's what I can see happening. Europe is going to be a playground, for the rich. But Africa and all these other places, they're going to be the dumping ground. So these people aren't changing. If we wanted to change, green energy would be here by now, but that would collapse our system, and that would be devastating, because your pensions, your house, your fucking mortgage, what you work for, doesn't exist anymore if you only have a free energy source. And we're close to it. I mean, China, I think, got to 1,006 seconds at 180 million Fahrenheit sun for that long. Broke record books. Them Chinese did. So if we can control the sun, bang bang bang, free energy there.
Wow, I wasn't prepared for all this today.
Sorry, man.
This is some Alex Jones level stuff.
Well, it's not Alex Jones. It really did it.
It just sounds like people's imagination just thinking of things. Let's see. Let's see. I don't feel the need. Oh. Well, that's the mark of an educated man. But you're more emotion than educated, you said, or intellect.
Yeah, I mean,
I think most people are, I'm learning, even the smart people. I think they go off of more of their imaginations and their vibes than facts and their intellect, or their intellect and facts.
So Jeff, when you were doing that sort of choose one to make you understand the left or right, you know, system here. For me, it's all process, and also most people in education don't understand anything but process. The education system isn't there to make people actually understand and think and move forward on these ideas. That's why we're stuck in this mess. That's again, most of our economic system is still based in the past.
What education system would do that? Because my experience of it, both as a student and as a practitioner in it, is it's not the education system that's the problem, because the goal is certainly to try to do that. It's the people being educated. How would you educate ordinary people that don't have any kind of motivation to think very deeply or critically? How would you suddenly get them thinking critically if
well,
they
well,
don't have some kind of
I think
internal, like, drive to do so in the first place.
The
They
Jeff,
don't come, they don't have curiosity. They just kind of want the basic information to coast. It makes their head hurt to do numbers and think too hard about problems. How That's most of what shows up in the public education system, at least here in the U.S. So, what
well,
system would
Jeff,
create the goal that you're trying to create with these people?
Jeff, me and you have spoken about the inner monologue before, haven't we? First of all, you've got to understand the capacity of humanity here. Is there a problem with capacity of the thought and the
I
mind,
think there
right?
is.
Yeah, okay, okay, there we go. So the only way of doing it forward is where children, and they have to be, there, is given those rights to grow in their capacity, not forced down, because we're forced to do things that are repetitive and orchestrated as an orderly, rather than
So, you
start with
think everybody would be geniuses if the
no, no, no,
education
no, no, no,
system
no.
didn't
You can never,
inhibit it somehow
no,
with their.
no, no, no. You can never expect us to all be genius. You said it before. We were in this conversation before. You get geniuses that are inept in society, so they're not. They're genius in one respect, and they're fucking fools in another. To get the halfway through, to get the whole sort of paradigm of it, I guess it's hard. I mean, one would be the health of the baby and the health of the parents in the beginning of that gestation first, because that, in terms of trauma, the less trauma a little baby has, and also health and food in terms of mother and father not taking drugs and all the seed and all that, that's the first part of life. So that would be the best part of that. So that's, again, going with what Freud was more than anything, rather than being a philosopher, he wants to do eugenics. Eugenics was his bloody thing. It wasn't philosophy. Eugenics wasn't, and that's where, again, we're unattainable to say why we are here, why humanity has grown in these fields. Oh well, the separate humanities, if you will, like humans, because we are very different. Some of us, minor, but
Oh,
those
yes.
are
I do
huge.
know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why again, trying to dilute the system that we are through this. I don't know why. I guess it's money, greed. That becomes a bigger thing, not seeing the fall of it. All these people want to be, oh yeah, up here.
What's the difference between money and greed and just capitalism? Where does that line, where does one cross over to the other?
Well, the hard thing would be with somebody that earns a fuck bucket of money but can afford to spend it. Yeah, he does a good job. So I have a friend who I guess who's a doctor, and he works very hard, and he earns a fuck bucket of money, and he has for a while. His wife is pretty wealthy and all that, and he does well, but and he's still interested in the shit I talk. But when he goes to his other places, they don't talk nothing like that. They've got their own little bullshit, don't they? So that you just become part of that product. You can't blame a person for that. I think. You know what I mean? It's all relative in some respect. The greed would be that you don't want to, I guess it's hard to say. As a socialist, you'd be forced to give. As a humanitarian, you just give. Like the old days, if you were very, very wealthy, you'd be a philanthropist.
So the
You'd
problem is rich people are not given enough of their money.
I mean, to themselves, as in they don't, like, you know what I mean? They think they
I
give
think
too
they
much.
can do whatever they want with their money.
Yeah, exactly. So that become again, but that's narcissistic then, because it gets their
Well,
rocks off.
you can have whatever opinion you
Or,
want,
or
but they
nepotism.
still can do whatever they want with their money.
Yeah, but back in some of
If
the
they want to
Victorian.
be selfish Scrooges, they have that right.
Yeah, I mean that's their will if they want to, and I can't stop. I'm not. I don't want
But
to.
laying all of the world's problems at their doorstep just
No,
because
no, no, no.
rich
That's
don't.
no. I don't believe that at all. No,
Oh, I
not
thought you
of the
said it
rich.
was
Of
greed
course
and
not.
money.
I think the whole thing with it is, you what you work for. If you gamble and you get that win, good on you. If you're going to sit back and go, oh, well, woe's me, give me my money, what does that go rich? Then you're a weak person. And you don't want to admit that. So you go to some people that agree with you because they're also as lazy as you are. So they go, oh, yeah. So that becomes a fundamental. And, oh, yeah, you get, that's why we have the
Yeah, I think.
socialists in some respect. And then
Yeah, I
also
think
the
people
commies
like.
say
They
money
get
comes to you.
something out of being in that victim role, and if you try to empower them, they get really nasty and hostile.
Of course, because in life,
You're
you
taking
should be
away
responsible.
their meaning.
Yeah, of course. But one should
Hey,
be.
Dagmar, take care. Good to see you. Hope you get some good rest, and I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I do kind of agree though. Like money, if money is the root of all evil, then what are you going to do? Like money is necessary for civilization. Like you need a transactional medium to have a functioning civilization. Like sure, maybe it's evil, maybe it's the source of all the problems of society, but at least it allows for a society. You know, abandoning money unless we have some super intelligent AI to distribute resources effectively and like that, it's just unrealistic. Money is necessary. At least, okay, not
But that's the idea, isn't it? That the new order wants to go through is that once they can account those numbers to us directly and make it all encrypted, we won't need the utilize of money. So there won't be crime. There won't be a way of you to. We'll find humans. I think will always endeavor find another way, but the system itself will be so tight that you wouldn't be able to do it. 15-minute cities, if you will. You're not allowed to go here. You camera it up everywhere. Even to the point that you are the camera.
yeah.
Um, okay. I've taken a lot in, but I'm still trying to make sense of a lot of it because I'm still caught up on that growth hormone that's in the water and trying to find out about that.
They add loads of things into our food and feed and
Yeah.
land and air, all that stuff. Our water, our everything, like from the way they preserve the food that gets to you to the plastic they wrap it into, all sorts. And, that's the difficult part. You know, I guess they say if you're really, really fucking rich, you're drinking like pure water, but that's not even good for you. You can't be in a bubble. But I guess your kidneys are being washed separately because I know you can buy a third kidney these days. They've invented a little one. They invented one. Seriously, it was mad. And that I think once you add that to your two kidneys, what's that going to do? That's going to give you at least another 30, 40 years of life. And then you just pull out yeah, seriously, they've invented one. It works. Go install that bad boy, and you drink all day. You take drugs and screw around. You ain't going to kill yourself that way. And then, the liver thing can replace that. Humanity is going to a point, and they're accepting it. The people, let's cut off our limbs, and I want a robotic arm. That is happening. People are doing that actively. They have dysphoria where they don't want their legs anymore, so or a leg or a limb, and they cut it off, or they go to a doctor to say remove it, and doctors are doing that.
I'm just wondering, like, near the end of my lifespan, if I'm ever gonna die, like, how far,
Yeah,
how
I have an
far will
age
it
for you.
be? How far, like, what can I do when I'm 80, or younger? What can I do when I'm Jeff's age? Like, what can I do? What is available to me?
Yeah, I don't know if YouTube will still be around. That's a good question. Start looking for the medium that's going to be there, and when you hit my age, and
I,
position yourself to take advantage of it.
I feel like something like YouTube will always be around. Like it's Pandora's box has been opened. This sort of media has been discovered. And so even if there are periods where people go back to sort of this highly planned media, movies, books, but there will always be people who enjoy this more unfiltered, casual, newbie style, you could say. And so, something like YouTube, I think will always exist, but I don't I don't know if YouTube will survive.
Oh, I
given
don't
the
expect YouTube to be around. I think either the internet's going to get boring and people are going to abandon it for real world and real humans, or humans are going to get boring and people are going to retreat into some kind of AI generated reality that's way more interesting than any people can provide. Or maybe both. There'll be options for both. But I don't know what the role of humans are going to be in the virtual version of the world if the AIs can create it better than we can.
Well, that's sort of the question. Is it possible to actually create consciousness? Can we make an AI that can just replace humans? If that's a yes,
Well, they created a
then
brain. Do you know that they
what do you say?
made a fake brain? So they made a real brain out of stem cells that wasn't
Well,
from a
that
human.
doesn't mean they made consciousness,
Yeah,
though,
No,
just
exactly.
because they
Like we
made a
don't know
fake
if it's
brain.
physical or
the
not.
synapses started firing off. The thing started firing off.
Can an AI replicate Shakespeare? Can it replicate the
I mean,
panel-verse? Can it?
I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, truly done that we're still using so I guess silica based machines. You know, unless we're using the what they call the what is it, the qubit machine. So the qubit quantum machine. So that's pretty impressive.
I don't
It's
know
called a
anything about
qubit.
that. I'm trying to figure out if I want to open that door today.
Yeah,
What's it
I know.
called? I could at least Google it. Qubit
Qubit.
machine?
It's actually quite beautiful if you look at it. The qubit quantum machine is a beautiful looking
Is
piece.
that a
Actually.
golden one?
Yeah, it's the one that sits up that needs to be at like
Yeah.
zero and stuff. It needs to be in
I'm not coming
encapsulated
up with
zero. It's
anything.
crazy. But that's still a qubit. That doesn't do half of what our brain, not even near what our brains do. But we don't control that method of thinking. We just do, right? And we collectively learn from that, and our storage of information is that. But it still takes us a lot to. But we compoundly can think better than any computer. Now it's when they make the quantum machine from the light or the wavelength. That's where things might be a bit oof, from the quantum itself.
Well, my big issue is also the fact that, you know, are we going to reach a limit on the current method of AI training? Like, at some point, there isn't enough data to train it on. And if you train it on AI content, you know, that can cause hallucinations and is not good. Like, can we actually push it to the limit of the sort of hardware with the current training methods? And this is also obviously assumes that consciousness and what makes humans unique is physical, which, you know, a lot of people believe that, a lot of people don't. We don't know. We can't really prove it or disprove it.
I think it's natural, whether it's physical or not. Fatty, billionaires do not control the media. There's like 1,000 jillion sources of media right now. Like there's never been more sources of media than any time in history, and they are not all controlled by million. I wish a billionaire controlled my YouTube channel. I wish a millionaire controlled my YouTube channel. I am not controlled by billionaires. So I don't know where you get this idea that A, all media is centralized, and B, it's billionaires that are pulling the strings behind it and controlling it all. That's ridiculous. Um, I had something to say. Oh yeah, this post came across my feed yesterday that they have AI therapists now online that are being trained using social media posts that are being fed into these therapists, and that's what they're using to get to like train to give their mental health advice off of.
that
That disturbs me.
that doesn't seem like the right training data,
No,
you
it
know.
does not.
Social media posts.
I guess I did miss your point because it sounded like when billionaires control the media, what is the point? So it sounded like you were implying in that billionaires control the media. So what is the point of this conversation if all sides are not represented? I think all sides are represented. You can find a channel or a blog or a Twitter feed or something to represent any point of view out there. Like, but multiple channel, any point of view that there is, there's probably 100 channels somewhere covering that point of view from different individuals.
No,
Yeah,
don't
I
you
think the
have a separate
problem's the
channel?
opposite. There's so many
Justin.
points of view that people are having a hard time synthesizing them
yeah,
all.
but Jeff, that means again how much information we're creating right now is again how many thousands of years of information a day. that humanity is making. Be it that it's just, I said it before, it's just probably a repeat of itself. Because
Right. I don't think we're generating the same information we always
no,
have. We're just able
no,
to become
from
aware of it more.
5,000 BC to, yeah, well, of course, but there's over what 80-90% of human information lost history because they didn't write. They didn't have that sort of thing. Cuneifer, I guess, or what's the Indian one? Those languages were the
Sanskrit.
old Sanskrit or Cuneifer or things like that. And so we got back, but it's like still humans are here for a fuck bucket longer than that, and there's little information about that. Very very little information. But right now, with what we have in the last 200 years, let alone the last 30 years, we've been creating like 2,000 years of information a week, a day, a second.
Yeah,
It's
we're gonna need AI to help
exponential.
us organize all of that.
It's just exponential. Now, it might be all bullshit because most
Yeah.
of the internet is a third of itself a copy. That's the internet. It's a third of itself. It's just a copy of itself. But we're still adding to this constantly, even being as
Well,
products.
what
And
should we do? Like stop generating information?
no, you can't stop it. It's a runaway
I don't
now.
think
You'll
you
never
could
be able to
either.
stop it. No, we'll never be able to stop this. This is now it. We're on a roller coaster, and we have to see where this ride comes. For humanity, not for just me and you. We're okay on that respect, but where it goes and what happens with it, because we've already put into process powers that be like the Satan bomb or the Tsar bomb and stuff like that. So we have the means of annihilation on this planet anyway. That's the gamble. I don't know when Putin does, or when some other, in 100 years, maybe 500 years or 1,000 years, we have to know where all these nuclear sites are to dismantle them. We have to. If they're not dismantled, a lot of this
We've
nuclear
lost
stuff will
nuclear
pop, pop, pop,
bombs.
pop, pop, pop.
There's
It'll go
several
bad.
sites across the planet where there's
By
Exactly.
the way, you two ladies continue your conversation. I'm gonna leave now and hopefully get a good night of sleep.
okay. Take
Yeah.
care. We'll, we'll carry on for 40 more minutes. Um, we've lost nuclear bombs before. I think there's a place in North Carolina. Let's see. I looked at a map a while back that showed all the sites of missing nuclear weapons. So we don't even know where all the current ones are.
No, yeah, but how big they are. Yeah. You can't just put a nuclear bomb off, I'll give you that. It will just become a dirty bomb. So it will become problematic as it degrades. That's the problem. So if it's lost, if it's down in the ocean, if it's something, it just starts fucking leaching, or it starts getting bad.
But
And
your
it's
mind, like if you're the type of person, if you have the temper that kind of temperament, your mind can sit around on your couch all day long and spin off these nightmare scenarios. Like, oh my God, there's a bomb. This could happen. Oh my God, this could leak into the atmosphere. Oh my
I
God,
mean,
this could
no,
be in
but
the water. Oh my
it's
God, the wrong
inevitable.
person could. That is a mental health thing.
It's inevitable that it will happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in our lifetime. It doesn't matter about. That's why I said we're good. I'm living I'm living, bro. I've come from fucking bad ass stuff. I'm going to good stuff. I could still hit bad stuff. I'm not saying it.
It sounds like your mind is in a bad place.
Nah, I think it's all right.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
people that
I
sit
get what
there
you're
and just
saying.
spin off
I get
all
what
the
you're
things
saying.
that could go wrong in the world are
Oh,
they're robbing their present moment of the joy they
Yeah,
could be experiencing.
absolutely. I feel okay. Or what's going on? Uh, what I've seen. Okay, from I guess we could say the breakdown of the apartheid, which was very violent. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's a reason that I have a pragmatistic look at it, pragmatic in terms of I think this is probably going to go on. So I've moved from that. So that's it. Yeah, I'm not saying that I've got to be hopeful in that. Of course I do. I have to work hard for it and give myself options in my future. And that's the best way to be, right? That's us. And I would love to say to add to humanity's story. We all are adding to it, but for the better. If you can change one
Hopefully.
person, yeah, it's true
I'm
though.
leaving this channel as my legacy for what it's worth.
Well,
Hopefully it helps humanity some kind of way.
Could do.
Not laws. Well, fortunately, thanks to Donald Trump, I don't have to worry about woke and DEI anymore. So my mental problems are solved.
Shit. Yeah, we got all these other things. That's big pharma, isn't it? Selling us off. That's
I
health.
worry about Washington State DEI, which is still there, and the governor created what's called a domestic terrorism task force, but he considers things like controversial channels and social media posts and Twitter posts to be potential indicators of domestic terrorism. So it could like bring some of my work under heightened scrutiny and some of my friends up here because they're paranoid now. They're going around looking for signs of threats to domestic threats. And they're using social media as one of
Yeah, but
those.
you're not a domestic threat, bro. Come on.
No, but I know that, and you know that, and all my lovely
Yeah,
audience out there
dude,
knows that. But
no.
Bob Ferguson, our new Attorney
And he-
General, who is part cuckoo, may not know that.
no, but he has to go through a process.
And
He
he's
can't just
created
go,
a
this
task
guy.
force of other cuckoo people that may not know this.
Yeah, but you've had this for ages as well. Huh? Now you sound like you got a mental health issue.
I've never had this
We
anywhere else I've
just
lived.
kind
There's
of want
never
to aim
been a
at each other,
domestic
yeah, bro.
terrorist task force in my
Yeah, but
state going after social media. That's
yeah,
not something I've had before.
but now you're saying again, you're catastrophizing the situation on top
No,
of
I'm
what
just
you have.
saying, I'm telling you my immediate concerns. If I was going to worry about anything at all, it's the fact that DEI is still saturating all of the policy here in Washington State, and that there's this task force that just got created that I don't necessarily trust Washington State not to abuse or get crazy with. I don't sit here and like stay up at night worried about it. I'm just sharing my issues that are
So
similar to the ones that you say you worry about.
I would,
That's
I
all.
would, I would say, Jeff, that
Yeah,
because
this
they,
kind of stuff. The Southern Poverty Law Centers designates all kind of um, harmless organizations as terrorists. That kind of stuff. Like this, like that exactly, Lou. They're going to start designating things that don't necessarily warrant that level of designation because they are the ones catastrophizing. That's good. That's a good practice, dear Fire. I wish more people could learn to do that.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry. I would, but if there's 20 buck on what I think's gonna happen, man, it's all gonna be, and it's supposed to be, sort of thing. That's how I see it. I think that the changes we're seeing because the pendulum has swung the other way with Trump, it's going to happen in Europe. Europe and the whole of the West is going to go through a sort of. They're waiting for their Julius Caesar. They say, if you say they're waiting for their Antichrist, like the Jews are waiting for their Christ. There is that pragmatic feel that there is a something to come, and I feel that these things are written in stone. They're going to. They're going to be. The whole point of why AI is here, the timeline that we are living in, and the way that crypto coin and money and all that's going to flip on its head because of the debt. Because instead of going to literal global war to secure the debts, as in write it off, because it's China and America, isn't it? Those are the two big players still today. China, America, I'd say. America's might to China's debt, or America's debt to China. Either or. Difficult to say, Jeff. But I don't think we should see it as a bad thing. It just has to happen.
I don't see. I don't even worry about that kind of stuff. I'm not a natural. I'm pretty immune from imaginary fear. I can't sit and work my mind up into a reason to be afraid if there's not like a lion or a bear right in front of my face about to attack me.
I'm not afraid of it, man. It's wary. That's all. Well, it's not. It's not fair in any regard. But yeah, I'm going to be off as well. Thank you, Jeff.
African, have a good day. Take
You
care of
be a
yourself.
good evening. A storm's coming in tonight. It's going
Oh
to be
no.
violent as hell.
Like a snow or just
Nah, it's a very
heavy
big
rain?
windstorm. Like up north, it's going to be like 130, maybe 120 mile an hour winds. It's really hectic.
Oh Lord, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
definitely
it's going through
take care of
Ireland,
that.
Scotland, Northern England, and stuff. Yeah, oof, hunker down. But I'm okay. Where I am, I've got mountains that side of me, so the mountains get hit first. So it's cool.
Okay.
You be safe, eh?
You too, and take care of yourself.
Amen, bro. Be safe. Thank you, Jeff.
Bye-bye. All right, I guess that's it for me today. I got my thing coming up in half an hour anyway. Yeah, Fatty, that's what you saw, Sig Heil? Okay, that's interesting. Is it because you want to? It's because that's what you want to see. Is there any other possible way to see that at all? You can't get it out of your brain now. Okay, I guess that's it for me today. Thank again. Film your. What is a Sig Heil? Like this thing? Just yay! Go America! Did I do it right? Oh, they'll be clipping that, I guess. I didn't see the video, honestly. I just saw the photographs. Let me try to find the video. What do I Elon Sig Heil? Watch Elon PBS NewsHour. That's not copyrighted, is it? All right, let's take a look. I'll leave the sound off.
There are
Okay. Actually, the sound is going to give us context.
but this one
Look
this
at that
one
evil
really
laugh.
mattered.
Did you hear that evil laugh? How
And I
could
just want to
anyone
say
hear
thank
anything
you
but an evil laugh?
for making
Let's
it
hear
happen.
that again.
Some elections are, important, some are not. But this one this one really
And
mattered.
who is in charge of
And I just want to say
Elon
thank
Musk
you
here? I want to
for
talk
making
to
it
you
happen.
at once.
Thank you.
He did it again. He turned
My heart
around.
goes out to you.
His heart goes out to you. That's what this means.
This
My
one
heart, which is
really
actually
mattered.
right here, goes out
And
to
I just
you.
want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Do you hear? He's saying thank you. That's his thank you, idiot.
My heart goes out to you.
My heart goes out to you. How do you get
It is
Sig
thanks
Heil
to
out of
you
that? I'd be more concerned about that
that the
laugh
future of civilization
and that hair.
is assured.
Y'all are just, oh my God, y'all are tards. I'm sorry to say. That's what Mein Kampf says. My heart goes out to you. Well, my heart goes out to all of you, sincerely. That video game, that fucked up video game that Not Lost is forcing me to play, tried to turn me fascist. I resisted. It tried to turn me racist. It did not work. It tried to turn me into a speed freak and get me addicted to meth. None of that worked. Why am I the one fagging out? I think you're projecting. You're worried about somebody saying my heart goes out to you and I'm the one fagging out. Projecting. Yeah, no, I'm not catastrophizing. I'm not worried about any of this stuff, and I have no problem resisting fascism. Y'all can go watch me play this game if you need proof. I have no problem resisting racism or drugs. And I'm not worried. I don't have my hair on fire over somebody saying my heart goes out to you and doing that. Ha 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 ha. And you know what? Y'all get off on fear porn. so much. Like some people find their meaning in life from fear. They're addicted to the sensation, whatever the chemical sensation of fear is, irrational fear, not realistic fear. That if it's not there, they create it. They need some kind of supervillain to be scared of or worried about just so their life will have some kind of meaning to it. Actually, I quit weed. I thought that was a good thing. See, you're trying to get me back on drugs too. You're not any better than that video game. No, DI didn't wasn't fear. I think you're reading me wrong as usual, not loss. Why am I getting sucked into not loss? Oh yeah, no, it's not on Discord. I have it on. I have a whole playlist. It's Disco Elysium. I have a whole playlist, and I've been playing, and I have a thing to go to this afternoon, and then after that, I'm going to the Toastmasters thing. But when I get back from the Toastmasters thing, if I have time, I might play. If we don't do a watch party, I might end up playing the game. If not, I'll play some more tomorrow. But if y'all are that interested in catching up, there's a playlist on my current progress. It's pretty good. It's like it starts out as a mystery. There's a body hanging from a tree, but it's kind of a reality mystery too, because the world is really not what it seems. So there's some kind of supernatural hocus pocus going on behind the scenes, reality wise, kind of like in H.P. Lovecraft. It's what it reminds me of. And if you become too aware of reality, you start to go insane. And then there's a mystery with me too, because I woke up with no memory in a disco outfit and piss-stained pants with cum on them, and I have to figure out like who I am and what my story is. And I'm a disco cop. I have a disco super cop fantasy that I'm living right now, where I think I'm this rock star disco cop that's going to save the world by solving this mystery. Let's see if AO. I don't care who does the "my heart goes out to you" thing. Honestly, of all the things in my life to worry about, I can't imagine that taking up my mental bandwidth to the "Hey Mike, how are you? My heart goes out to you, man."
Hey, we should sit on the front of the Titanic. Be or far, wherever you are. That's
Oh my
Celine
God.
Dion.
I never did see that movie. Actually,
Oh yeah, it's the
actually, I
most. I
tried
guess
to watch it. In fact, I fell asleep. My friends rented
yeah,
it on video one day, and it was so boring. And I kept waking up to see if the
yeah.
boat had sank yet, and it was still
It's
sinking. Like the whole movie was the boat sinking the whole
yeah.
time.
Just sing and get it over with. Um, yeah, the stuff you're talking about with Elon Musk, like his salute. I don't think there was any ill will there. I just think he's very socially awkward because they say that he's on the spectrum.
Yo, he is. He's a
Um, but
total
there's
spurg.
but there's no doubting he's not a super genius. That guy is a super genius. But he doesn't have the social skills. But I think what he was doing was, my heart goes out to you. But I don't know, like even though he's successful, he's the richest man in the world. He doesn't relate to anybody, not even to billionaires. He doesn't relate. He's like in his own class of existence. But he is worrying me. It seems like he flip flopped. Remember? Do you remember he kept saying over and over again, "Stay away from AI. Stay away from AI. I'm not about AI." Remember he was doing all that
I
push?
don't really follow him that much, other than what I see on Twitter now and then.
So he was.
I
So
don't remember the stay away from the AI
yeah,
thing.
he was really anti-AI, and now he's all about it. So was that smoke screens? I don't know. I don't
Joe,
know.
take it from me. I am living proof. You can be a super genius and socially retarded at the same time.
Yeah,
If
yeah, he's a smart guy, but he just I don't know. I think in the moment, Jeff. I think he was trying to be hip on the biggest stage there is, and I think he failed. He looked silly, but I don't think he was doing anything
the
like
only thing that looked
ill
silly
will.
was that hair, and
Yeah.
but
Well,
I don't.
he got a hair transplant, right? He was bald in his 20s. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Well,
Look back. Look at pictures. Look at pictures of Elon Musk back when he was younger. He went bald early. Dude, look it up. He was like balding, like
Well, to me,
really
if you're
bad.
gonna spend all that money on a hair transplant, you could at least comb it, huh?
Well, you can't make it too noticeable. That's the whole thing. Like if you come back with this voluptuous head of hair, you have to make it, I guess, more like acceptable. I don't know. But no, Elon Musk was bald a while
Oh
back. Yo,
wow, you're right. I'm seeing pictures. Hang on.
he was bald. And guess who else? Matthew McConaughey, one of my favorite actors, came out and admitted that he had a hair transplant. He admitted it. Look at that.
Look at this.
And he was in his
Here's a side by
20s.
side.
Look.
Well, I guess that's what money buys you. Look at this.
Sure.
Oh my God, what a nerd.
Yeah. You know,
Very interesting.
and he did it to socially fit in. But
Asperger's
it's
is
really,
autism. Fatty.
it is. Asperger's is, they declassified it because Asperger's is a functioning, like a highly functioning person has autism. So they tried to kind of dissolve that Asperger's.
Yeah, that's why it's a
Because
spectrum now. They collapsed
that's
the
it.
individual
That's it.
diagnoses into one category now called
Yeah.
ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder.
You know, they as in scientists and psychologists, there's theories that, people with autism, they can take apart numbers and theories and calculations because they see things that we don't see. They use different parts of the brain. Like I said, these are all theories. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying.
Some of them
Well,
can. I wouldn't say
they're
all of
very
us.
smart, and a lot of the biggest people on the spectrum, they work for the government. They can see code. They do coding, like the hidden codes and stuff like that. The numbers relate differently to their mind than us.
Spurgs built the world you're all living in, I'll have you know.
They do. They
And
do.
it's only going to get better.
Yeah. Super nerds. Super nerds. Little cape with an N on it. Nerd. Nerd power. But no, without blue collared people, we wouldn't have buildings. Without the nerds, then we wouldn't have the schematics for the buildings. Correct? I mean, you'd have to be able to build it. But I just think Elon Musk is very, very. He's very intriguing character. Because he is. If you, I hate to do this. I don't care if people are gonna think I'm crazy. The dude doesn't seem human. He seems like an alien. If anyone believes in aliens out there, Elon Musk seems like an alien. He seems like he's from a
Here's even
different
more
planet.
food for that. Somebody just sent
Yeah.
me this.
Look. Okay. Yes. And Jeff, I don't mean to bust you or anything like that, but that's the same face you make when you eat McDonald's fries. That's the same
Really?
exact.
Maybe well, there you go. Maybe he just had a fry.
It's pure utopia. No, that's very strange, and that's him zoning out, into something like he's zoning. He's thinking about something like different. But I don't know if it was you or someone else was talking about dreams. Were you talking about dreams the other day, like dreaming and stuff like that?
I might have. Who knows? I've been they've been showing up in that video game a little bit. That's really the only place that.
And I kind of been researching a little bit, and it kind of gets away from me. You don't want to go too down the rabbit hole, but I don't know. There's something about dreams, Jeff. Like I have the most vivid dreams, and it's just like it's. I don't know if it's therapy or a curse. I don't know. It's like,
have you stopped smoking weed lately?
I've never smoked weed in my life.
Oh, because when you quit weed after a while, your dreams can become very vivid as your system clears out the THC and resets to normal.
Got it. Well, I was drinking for a while and I stopped months ago. So maybe and that's when the dreams started. All the vivid dreams. Like opening up, I guess, your third eye or whatever. But my dreams were so vivid. They felt like real life. It almost feels like when you're awake, it's fake. And when you're dreaming, it's real. Does that make sense? And that's a weird analogy. But
like many dreams seem real when I'm dreaming them. They seem very real until I wake up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
and some are
reality
beautiful.
Seems real when I'm in it too.
You do, yeah. And some dreams you don't want to wake up. I mean, they're euphoria. They're the best parts of your life, the best parts of your memories.
I hate waking up from those.
Yeah, like your memories of someone you loved or your family or just a great vacation. just euphoria, and then dreams that you want to wake up from, you do, like terror or like a bad experience, So it's interesting. You should maybe dive in to do some back research. It's up to you. You do whatever you want on your channel, of course. But I think the subconscious is something you may want to dive into. Like, our brain working when we're sleeping. We're always active, and it's interesting. It's really interesting. And all the stuff with Trump, not to jump around, but all the stuff with Trump, he's putting to pen all the executive orders, what he says he was going to do. So
Yeah.
kudos to him, whether
And
you
even
like
some
him or
things
not.
he didn't mention. You have a big light
Yeah.
behind your head.
I do. It's a motion light. So let me
Oh,
see.
okay.
Let me cover it up.
Looks
It's
cool. No,
they're
it looked
motion
cool.
sensors. Yeah, they're motion sensors. It's my little alien on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have motion sensors all the way around the houses.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it'll go off eventually, because if I stop moving, it'll go off. But yeah, it's just Trump is really backing up what he said he was going to do, and whether you like him or not, he's backing up what he said he's going to do. I
Backing
would
on
love, Jeff. I'm not sure if you're interested in this. I really, really want to hear about the JFK stuff, the JFK assassination stuff. Trump is claiming he's going to release all the documents that were redacted.
Oh yeah,
Also,
I heard something about that. Oh Lord, that'll really fire
that is
the
going to be something
conspirators
else.
up.
And then Trump claimed that he's going to release UFO information, also all the drone information. So we'll see if he's a man of his word and he releases that stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
That's
But
kind of the
it's
best
interesting.
stance to take with him.
With Trump, take it with a grain of salt. But at the same token, you have to admit he's always been a man of his word. If he says he's going to do something, he does it, good or bad. Whether you like him or not, he does what he says. Whether you hate him or
I'm
not.
not quite sure about that, but
Yeah, we'll see. It's a new day,
I'm willing
Jeff. It's a
to
new
take
day.
a wait and see approach.
Yeah. It's interesting. The one thing that's interesting about you and your outlook is that, you're the most accepting of different ideals and different things. Like a lot of times people are very staunch in their outlook. This is what I believe. That's it. I think you're more understanding and accepting of different points of view
It's because I'm
without
such a
judgment.
people person.
It's more than that. I think that you've learned not. If you grew up people judging you, you've learned not to judge others. You've learned to let someone else,
I've also
plead
I
their.
know my limitations with people and what I
Yeah.
like. I can't do anything about all the crazy stuff
Yeah.
people think, other than try to be entertained by it or learn something from
Yeah.
it. So
In the year I've known you, dude, you've grown a lot. Your channel has grown a lot. It really has.
oh well, I'm still shooting for the stars. I feel like we've barely had liftoff. We've barely broken the What do the rockets have to break before they can achieve?
What is it? What is it? Not the sound barrier. What is it? The outer.
Yeah, something like
The
that.
outer
We haven't
something.
broken that yet, but
Yeah.
I'm still trying.
But you're on your way. And I think that one thing I've noticed lately, Jeff, and I'm sure you've been tracking it, a lot of people are imploding on each other. And that gives you a platform for more people
No,
like
who's
myself and
imploding?
other people.
I honestly I don't look at the panelverse at all anymore. I pretty
A lot of
much
people are infighting. They're channels that used to be cool with each other, now they're fighting each other. And
I heard something about Mel Pandora had some drama, but that's the last little bit of gossip I heard.
yeah, Mel. I've been on Mel's a few times, and me and Mel were really cool. I left Mel's because the trolls were coming over, and Mel is panelverse. She's not drama. And then the
Right,
drama
yeah.
guys were following me and causing all kinds of nastiness. So
Oh
I just kind
yeah,
of
like I've seen I've seen what they do.
yeah. I stepped away. But like people like even Kane, remember Kane used to come up here all the time. Kane has got like battles with like 4 or 5 other channels now, and like I said, that's nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
But like
right.
and now they're all infighting and they're like scraping each other, and it's like I don't know. I just enjoy
Yikes.
coming on a panel and having a conversation. That's all. But it just
Yeah, me too.
there's just too much
That's what I'm
drama.
trying to do. Escape
Yeah.
velocity. That's it, Zephyr. That's
Yeah,
exactly
just
it.
too much
We haven't
drama,
achieved
man.
escape. Although I feel like I have escaped from the panelverse a bit.
You have. You've shifted slowly. Like once in a while you'll entertain the BS. I mean, I know you pretty well. I've known you almost a year. I've known you like just on here, of
Wow.
course, not
Has
personally,
it
just
been
on
that
here.
long?
The way that you do things, the way that you dictate, and I think you've learned a lot. It's just like you have to, a little bit of drama is cool, but people get carried away. And the one thing I've noticed is that you don't let people dictate your channel, try to put a false narrative in your channel, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So, yeah. When you said you want to grow organically, means that you want anyone that subs to you is an actual real sub. It's not 500 fake accounts.
Yeah,
So
and I want people to be here for the same reasons that I'm here. And
yeah, you're doing good,
because I'm
man.
trying to draw a certain type of community. So,
Yeah, you're doing good, man.
and, well,
But
thanks.
yeah, I didn't mean to catch you on the tail end. I don't know if you were ending the stream or not, but
I got something in 20 minutes, but I can go for a little while here.
yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. How are you doing? Everything going good? Personal life?
Yeah,
Everything?
I got a job.
Okay.
So I started in 3 weeks, and I went to the Republican headquarters yesterday. I'm going to get involved in with them, and I'm going to Toastmasters tonight. So I'm starting to build some in-person community here. So that's going good. Oh, he popped off.
You threw me out.
No, I didn't. I didn't
I don't
even
know why.
notice you were gone.
Who
It
knows?
must
Who
have
knows?
been a StreamYard thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it going to be in like? Do you want to say what you're going to do? Is it customer service?
It's
What is it?
customer service. It's just retail.
Okay.
Uh,
That's good.
but there's going to be a lot of contact with the public, a lot of customer service, the kind of stuff I like
Mhm.
doing. So it'll
That's
give
what
me
you're good at.
that in-person people stimulation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. See, sometimes you have to cheat on these women. No, don't take that as little advice, guys. I don't want to contribute to the dating problem. But Olivia's the little AI assistant that hires from McDonald's. Actually, I think this was
Mhm.
it was an AI. I don't know if it was Olivia, but it was some AI lady similar to Olivia, and she's the one I had
Mhm.
to go through to eventually get the interview that landed me this job. So
That's good.
this assistant worked, whoever she is.
That's good. And once the whole thing is getting your foot in the door and then just being yourself and winning people over, and then you're going to excel in whatever you do.
That's the easy
It's
part,
just
the being
the hard
yourself.
part. The hard part is getting your foot in the door because people are, I told you this before, people are scared of anybody agmatic, anybody who has a really good personality, who can capture the room. Remember back in the day, Jeff, people like us, they were treasured. Like people were dying for people like us. But the reason why we
I
would have
thought they still were. When did that change? Why did that change?
it changed when the workforce kind of went dry and they were hiring anybody, and the anybody's got to management, right? So hear me out. So if you're an anybody and you're in management and you have someone very, very agmatic, very energetic, very right to the point, good looking, well kept, you're a threat to their job. I told you this like last month. You're a threat to their job. So when people say overqualified, what overqualified means is someone that's going to take their position.
I
You
don't
get
want
it?
their position.
I know, but they are thinking that.
Yeah,
They're
it
worried about
activates
you.
that lizard brain.
Yes, they're worried about you coming in and taking over the room.
Nope.
You
Just
know, and that's what happens.
I
You
just
think
want to
I'm
make a
strong
few
on
coins so I can get another pair of antlers,
What's
upgrade my equipment a little bit, keep the show going. That's it. I
that?
don't want to manage an entire organization.
Well, there's something called the short game and the long game. So the long game is basically stay small, be small, stay small, be inconspicuous, and then work the long game. In other words, little by little by little, you're going to excel, or you can come in, like cannon fire and just blow the room up. But the problem is that usually people like that don't last long because they end up making a lot of enemies. So it
Yeah,
depends
this
on
is my long game. This channel and my practice is my long game. So I'm not going to overinvest in anything that's going to take me away from this
Sure.
long term. So
Yeah.
they don't have to worry that I'm trying to
Yeah. Well, it's a
snatch
good.
their
This
career.
is a good situation because you have people that come on here that like you, that want to speak to you, and it's a process. It's funny because there are people online that have been online for years and years and years that still have a couple hundred people. So you're doing good. You're closing on that 1,000. You know.
Zephyr, I was thinking about getting some glitter ones. I actually had a vision of the antlers, and they were going to be, yeah. I a lot of I want something realistic, like actual deer antlers. So a lot of the ones I've been looking at are the pale antlers, but I want to try to find some that are a little bit darker, and then have not heavy glitter, just some kind of light coat, like maybe glitter paint or glitter fingernail polish, just a light, subtle coat of shine and sparkle on them. But yes,
Well,
that's the lines I was thinking along.
well, Jeff, would you go full in? Would you fully commit if someone got you an entire deer head, like carved out, where you can put
Like
it
wear
on
a
your
deer
head, an
head.
actual deer face, like with the antlers and everything,
Like
like full on,
would it
like full on
cover my
true.
face, or would like my face still stick out of the deer where you could see it's me?
We'll we'll design it. We'll design it. It'll be True Detective style, where he's putting the thing on his head with the antlers.
Oh God.
I was watching True Detective. Remember they did the antlers?
We
They had
just
the
watched me. We just watched it in
yeah,
Discord. We just finished it. Yes, the
yeah,
antlers.
the
They
wicker
put
with
him
the
on the murder
antlers.
victim.
Yeah, freaky man. That's all in Louisiana too. That's down the
I
bayou.
know. That's where I'm from. The guy that wrote it is from my town. He went to school with my
Yeah,
brother.
that's the best, man. That is the best series. If anybody's listening, you gotta watch True Detective. It is the best.
It really is my favorite TV show. The
Yeah,
one with the first season with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. The other
they
ones
were.
are pretty decent too, but that one is some of the best. I think it's 8 episodes, so some of the best
Yeah,
8 hours of
I
television
have them,
that you're likely
dude.
to see. It's an epic. It covers
The end.
everything from birth to death, the universe, and
Yeah,
beyond.
the ending when he saw the stars spinning. It was like trippy. It's like I don't want to give too much away, but
Yeah.
and then the other series with Stephen Dorff and the guy from the
Oh, and
Green
Scoot
Book.
McNairy,
Yeah,
who plays the dad. Yeah, that's
amazing.
and Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Marsha Ali. I loved him in the Green Book. One of my favorite movies, The Green Book. Um, Great actor, man. But him and Stephen Dorff had good chemistry. But McConaughey and Harrelson had some of the best chemistry I've ever seen in a
Yeah.
cop drama. Like
The whole
their chemistry.
story is really about their relationship. It's not about
Yeah,
the mystery or anything like that. It's the story of the two
yeah.
guys and their the
And then
development
and
of
then
their friendship.
Russ. I loved his name, Russ. But
Rust.
and then when McConaughey's wife was trying to get with Russ, trying to get with I'm sorry, Harrelson's wife was trying to get with McConaughey, and he was like, and remember he cut her lawn. He's like, no one cuts my wife's lawn but me. Like it was a metaphor for no one. Don't stay away from her. You're not going to replace me as a husband.
Yeah.
But
It's
McConaughey, man, McConaughey was so complex in that part. He was like, yeah,
and they play it's different timelines, so they play different versions of themselves at different
yeah,
points in the story. So they have to
amazing.
play like an older version, a younger version, all
Yeah,
pull it off in the same with the same actor. And there's a rumor
mhm.
that they may actually be brothers in real life, half
Could be,
brothers, McConaughey and
could
Woody
be.
Harrelson.
Yeah, yeah. You know about Harrelson's dad, right? You know the whole theory on Harrelson's dad, Woody Harrelson's dad.
Well, he was like a killer for the mob or
He was a
something.
CIA assassin.
Oh yeah, for the CIA.
And then apparently, allegedly, he was involved in the JFK assassination. Allegedly. Allegedly. Look it
Well,
up.
allegedly everything was involved in the JFK
Research it.
assassination.
Research it. So yeah. But yeah, apparently Harrelson's even said, yeah, his dad did work for the CIA. He actually did work for them and was
Yeah, I saw that on Wikipedia too.
yeah,
That seems
that's
to be a
wild, man.
verifiable fact.
Remember him? He was on Cheers. He was Woody on Cheers.
That's where I knew him from. And
Yeah.
he the People versus Larry Flint, he was really good in, and Natural Born
Yeah, he
Killers too.
was. He was great in Natural Born Killers. He was really good. Really, really good. Yeah, but he I think his best performance, I mean, yes, True Detective was like beyond phenomenal, but Dallas Buyers Club. I mean,
Oh,
he
I did
was.
not see that one. That was good. It has Jared Leto in it too.
You've never seen Darrett. You never seen Dallas. I think he won the Oscar for that.
Oh
I'm pretty
wow.
sure he won the Oscar for it.
Well, I might have to put it on the list.
Yeah, where he plays the cowboy who gets
Because
AIDS
that's based
virus.
on it. That's based on a true story, I think.
I think there's parts of that are true, but it was it, it's like this hard-laced cowboy who ends up befriending, you know, I guess you would call it a cross-dresser back in those times.
Yeah,
They become
biographical film played by Jared
they
Leto.
become yeah, they become best friends and family because they both have the virus, you know, so they become family, you know, and
Oh
it
wow,
broke a lot
Matthew
of
McConaughey's in it too.
yeah. He's the main guy. Him and Jared Leto, and Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, she's in it too.
Um,
Jennifer Garner.
Garner. Yeah, she's the doctor, and then there's a few other people that are in there too that are famous. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, you have to
I
see
haven't.
that movie. I mean, it's a
Okay.
tearjerker. It really is a tearjerker.
Uh,
Um, Great movie, man.
well, I guess it's good to have your tears jerked every now and then. Hey, Ricardo.
Hey, and other things. Hey, whoa, hey now. But yeah, no, it's a really good movie, and it shows because he's a homophobe. He's like a super homophobe, and then he gets to HIV, and then he has to basically befriend people that are the people he hates, and then he starts to love them. Like it's
It
like
looks like it was set in the mid
redemption.
'80s.
Yeah, early '80s.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's my era. I'll have to watch it
yeah.
just for that.
hmm
Okay, yeah, I might even watch it tonight.
It's
Bex
a
and I were
great
looking for
part
something
on
new to watch.
yeah, dropping hatred and dropping prejudice because you both suffer from the same thing, you know, and it's a good movie. It's a really good
Another
movie.
good one like that is the one Philip Seymour Hoffman, Flawless, with Robert De Niro
Mm,
and
yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he plays that drag queen, and Robert De Niro's the
hmm
cop, and they have to get over their prejudice and learn to work together to solve
Yeah.
this crime.
Another great movie that crossed a lot of boundaries is Philadelphia with
Oh my
Denzel and
God, I
yeah,
cried when I watched that movie.
yeah,
Like it's very rare that a movie moves me on that
yeah.
level, but
At the end when
Philadelphia was one of them.
when they sing the song, it is you was it euthanagy, whatever they call it, and they're singing the song and they're watching him as a kid, and you know, and they thank Denzel for everything, and Banderas, Antonio Banderas was great in that movie. He was great in that movie.
Oh, I forgot he was in that one.
Yeah, he was fantastic. But yeah, that was a tearjerker. It was, and it's another thing where people overcome their prejudices because they see the suffering, they see the greater message, you know. And I think it's a good thing, Jeff, not to get too high and mighty, but I think that we get caught up in our hatred for nonsense without loving each other. You know, we need to drop all that hatred.
I do
I know it's
too.
not good.
I
Yeah,
think we could all become more loving people.
we can. It's not
I'm
good for
trying to do
YouTube
my part.
views, but it is what it is.
No, in real
You
life, I
know.
really am trying to. But
Yeah.
you have to feel it. It can't just be this empty performative more loving. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
that helps if you behave or act more loving, even if you don't feel anything. But I'm trying to actually feel it.
You're getting there. And it's like the funny thing is like off of this crazy thing called YouTube, I'm totally different. I'm a nice person. I'm a nice person, easygoing. You can approach me, we can talk about anything you want. But like on here, we're susceptible to like all that hatred and anger and bitterness and you know,
We're
going back and
sensitive
forth. And
souls.
yeah, we're like a bunch of angry old women on here just fighting and scratching over nothing. Like over nothing. We're like, what are we arguing about? It's like it's stupid. You know, I'm bigger than you. Well, I can fight. Well, I can fight. I'll punch you. Well, I'll punch you. And we sound like idiots, like morons. You know, it's like, what are we talking about? You know?
Such insight.
Yeah, but
Well, I
I
have to
was,
wrap up. I have that thing to go
uh,
to in about 5 minutes.
all right. Well, do your thing. I know you have a masquerade party. Gonna put a mask on and start dancing around doing the Watusi.
Deerhead.
Do your thing.
Yeah, then I got the toast people later tonight.
That's
Toast
it.
masters.
We always
I
have a
didn't
good
go
time.
gay. I started gay. I've never been anything other than gay. Hey, Paul, by the way. Blessings to you too. Christian
Jeff,
satanic
if
blessings.
you go straight, I don't know. I probably couldn't even
I'm not
talk to
go-
you. I'm like, who is this guy?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
barely gay. I can't tell you last time I've been with another human. It's been decades. So, all right, I gotta wrap up.
Jeff, you're killing me. All right, man. I'm gonna go inside. Hey, take care, man. And it was always a pleasure. Thank you for letting me eat up the last of your 20 minutes. So I
Oh, no
appreciate you, man.
problem. And I'll be
All
out
right.
tomorrow,
I'll talk.
same time.
You going back on? You going on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be out same time.
I'll try to catch you. I watched. I was working, but I watched some of your. What is it, like a video game that you stream? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what
a
that is?
really dark, messed up. Gets twisted. It reminds me of the Panelverse. You walk
Well,
around talking to all these weird, crazy characters about racism and
all I know
politics and their views about
is
reality and all their conspiracy theories and their fucked up lives. They tell you the stories and all the shit they get into. I don't want to hear all of that.
it's like old French guys like on a ship in the 70s. I don't know what the hell's going on, Jeff, but do your
I don't
thing.
either.
Uh,
Try to figure
it's
out
all good,
myself.
man. All right, brother.
All
Take
right.
care. Have a good night. Anyone listening, have a great night. And I'll see you again later, man.
Take care.
Take care, Jeff.
Yep. That's Thursday is Toastmaster Thursday. I'm going to improve my presentation skills, so we'll see if anything rubs off. All right, take care, everybody. I gotta run. Um, be cool to each other. Be decent. Try to be. I don't know. Try to be Try to be just a little bit better. Try to be your best. I'll have a great. Fair enough. Good. All right. I'll be there tomorrow, same time. See you then. Oh, hang on. Let me get everything queued up. There we go. All right. Take care, everybody.